Hello, Chama. How's it going? Hey, I decided to start today's stream warming up with a little bit of the grind, so I hope you don't mind that. We're gonna camp here for just a little bit. I was grinding a little off screen, I admit. I admit. But it's Friday. Happy Aloha Friday to you. I hope it's been a good one. I hope it will be a good one. And Crifton, here first in chat. How are you doing? How the heck are you? Good to see you. Good to know you. We're gonna fight ghouls for a little bit, get a wee bit more karma in us, and then skedaddle. I think I will go ahead and price a new piece of armor for Jake, because we're heading into a spot where we're gonna encounter Drake, I guess, at a volcano, and you need extra armor for volcanoes, right? Grinding is fine. Yeah, you find that people, do you often meet people who are against grinding? They just don't like it, like flat out. There's something that's fun to me about the grind. Now I think it's more enjoyable when I'm grinding on stream because then I got somebody to talk to. But when I don't, well, then we just got things like podcasts or movies or music. Something to pass the time that makes the grind extra fun. I don't mind a grind, I think, unless I'm forced to do it. That's when it stops feeling good. When it's voluntary, cool. And it can help give you the edge. I get that in RPGs, this is the difficulty adjuster. You ever think of that? I mean, a lot of classic RPGs, this one doesn't have an easy mode or a hard mode, but if you want to adjust the game's intrinsic difficulty, this is it. You just stack the stats in your favor. You like the grind because it can play around with strategies and equipment. That's cool. Yeah, often will give you extra funds to mess around with. What are we at? 66 karma is quite a bit. I was only really doing this for like 15 minutes or so beforehand. But I'm not gonna go for that much longer on this. I really do want to make significant progress today, so we're gonna draw it there. Let me head on back home, and use we'll go ahead and use the bed, and then we'll slip off to the volcano. So far, being back streaming has been nice. I know I volunteered that information for really no good reason, but one thing that I'm working on is marketing. So if you've got any ideas on how to get better thumbnails and stuff like that, I'm all ears. I know some listening may be in the creator sphere. You may know the pain. Okay, there's the assault rifle that was mentioned on yesterday's stream. The fully concealable jacket. The partial bodysuit. We're going to get one of those, I think. What's down here? Nothing. Okay, so one of these is going to be it. No spoilers. What's overall thoughts on how this game is? So, overall. So, I quite enjoy this game. I think that this game is potentially difficult to recommend, especially to fans of traditional RPGs. It takes kind of a bit of patience to understand its puzzles and get used to its control scheme. It's very different, than a lot of other RPGs you could play on the Super Nintendo, and that's because it's a hybrid, right? So, looking at this, there's the partial bodysuit and the full bodysuit. I'm kind of trying to get like a rating on each of these. Fully concealable jacket. But what is that? What is the fully concealable jacket? Let me figure this out real quick. Fully concealable jacket. Oh, in Shadowrun. Because otherwise it's like, you want to buy a jacket? I'm like, no, not particularly. On the Super Nintendo. I'm not seeing that this is... This doubles your armor from mesh armor, looks like. But then you've got the partial bodysuit, which could be more useful. Oh my goodness, single play. This isn't Fat Worm. I can't even say this. I don't know if I should say this aloud. For ZX Spectrum? ZX Spectrum. How's it going, Cinco? Cinco de Mayo. You got some days left on you for this month, so I can still call you that. But the overall thoughts, I quite enjoy this game. I think it's good. I think it's fantastic in a lot of ways. I'm gonna go ahead and save up for the latter one. A couple things that I really enjoy about Shadowrun is there's not a ton of yellow paint. The game doesn't hold your hand. You've really got to figure things out. A lot of things that I've been missing are really, really tiny and difficult to see items. That's a little unfortunate. And then some, but not all, of the puzzle solutions are a little difficult. A little abstruse. But I feel like most of the puzzle solutions make sense. Like, there's not been one where I'm like, how was I supposed to know that? One that was like really confusing me was like the wizard is supposed to be the dog. I don't know how I was supposed to connect those two dots. That didn't make any sense to me. But you know, the other day I got stuck because I didn't think to put the time bomb in front of the safe. That makes a ton of sense. You know, I also got stuck because there were tiny switches by a door that I didn't notice in order to activate the water thing. So stuff like that. You know, I don't mind if I miss something because it just means I didn't look hard enough. It's there, it's able to be seen. But a few of the things that don't quite make sense are a little hold back. RPG Law states partial body coverage means better rating. Females only. That's the way it goes, isn't it? In it. Let's bump this up a little bit more. We'll just do both of them. That ought to be helpful. And then we've got 10 on that. And I'm good. Actually, I'm good there. Okay, we'll just hang on to that for a bit. Who's ready to go to a volcano? I know I am. Let's head on out of here. Cinco! I hope you had a good meeting yesterday. I know you had to split because of a work meeting. Hope that went well for you. These guys are always popping up in my face. All right. Got to go to Drake's house and then take the helicopter to the volcano. Excited for this new dungeon. I'm not sure how far along into the game we are at this point. I feel like it's pretty far. Like gut feeling says something like 60 to 70, maybe 75% of the way through the game. But obviously I can't be sure. First time playing it and all that. Work is like 60% meetings. Is that a good thing for you or a bad thing for you? I want to say most people I've met don't like meetings. But I don't know if that's you or not. Maybe you love meetings. Okay, we just got to keep going up all these ways. All these ways. The very tall building. And 7th floor is the roof. So nice of this guy to just wait around for us in his space helicopter. Okay, Bubby, let's go to the volcano. All right, and this is where we'd really left off as in terms of progression yesterday. Hoping I don't miss anything, but I will try to keep my eyes peeled. Not sure if you'd figured it out yet, but it's not all Shadowrunners you hire are created equal. Yeah, it seems like some of them were better than others in different ways. Like there was one that used magic. There was one that was just kind of brute force. That's cool that that's mixed up like that. Not all of them the same. I may or may not hire a Shadowrunner. I was really curious to hire Kitsune because I wonder what she does. She seems like an unusual Shadowrunner rather than just like a standard orc or another shaman. I'd love to actually make something someday instead of just talking about making things. Ah, yeah. So I know what you mean. I know what you mean. When I was doing work meetings, it was like, okay, so when do we actually get to work? Because we're just sort of just talking about work right now. And I get communication's important, but sometimes meetings can be a little meeting heavy. Look at these like old like supercomputer style things. Oh, intruder! I'm calling the guards. Outsiders are not allowed to walk around within the complex. Well, he's not a computer scientist. There we go. Don't hurt me. I've got nothing. All right. Should I? I don't want to. Not out to shoot an unarmed man here. But the terminal is not accessible. What? Okay, fine. So what happens? Like, can you get him to talk? Like, what? Oh shoot. I mean, I didn't think one bullet was gonna do it. I was just gonna pop him in the kneecap or something and then see if I could get him to talk. But oh well. Oh well. Oh no. Now there's guards around? That's uncool. Yeah, I think we did that once. We hired a decker. I was confused as to how the decking happened. I wasn't aware when I started the game that you could actually do some decking yourself. Which, hey, that's cool. Terminal's not accessible. I'm guessing this is just another scientist. Oh, one whom I can't talk to. Panel logo reads DGC. You know what? We did it once. We're just going to do it again. We're already there. If that costs me something like, oh, you can't get the good ending if you blah, blah, blah. Glass jaw NPC. No kidding. No kidding. Okay, DGC was something that we had on a piece of paper or something like that, as I recall. Something like that. Hey, now. Password needed. Okay. There we go. Attaboy. Okay. So, and I can't recall too, Krypton, Cinco, you two have both beaten this game before? It sounds like you knew this one quite well, Krypton. Oh, okay. Is this... It says automatic door, but it ain't automatic. Oh, no, there's a guy. Maybe that's why. Does it really? And that's like your random name for the game. I totally imagine that you have like a spreadsheet of like random games that you name before you pop in. Never played this? After watching, is this something that you think you would ever play? Oh no. See, so maybe I just should have shot them in advance. Panel logo. Okay, let's see. I think I blinked and didn't see what I got out of the last computer, so we'll have to see right here. Digital Guardian Core. Maybe this just like opens doors or something like that. Yeah, that makes sense too. I mean, if you've seen the entire game, may not be necessarily something you want to dive into yourself. Like I was saying earlier, this seems like it's a difficult game to recommend. But like we were talking about Vagrant Story on Twitter today, and that's a game that I think needs some patience to enjoy, which is fine. But this is sort of the same thing. I think you need some patience to enjoy this. I could totally see the puzzles really kind of aggravating people. Hey, now. There we go. I just know you too well, don't I? Okay, we got a data file. Sub-level door program modified. So it was a door thing. That's cool. Yeah, Vagrant Story, which is a game I love, but I feel like I'm too stupid to play Vagrant Story. That's a game that has got some very significant systems in it that you've got to get on top of before you really start to be able to make headway in that. Oh, sweet. Sub-level 2. I don't know if I've fully explored sub-level 1. I better go back up, because if I miss something, it's going to be like, oh no. Oh no. You missed stuff. How dare you? I was going to say, hopefully we can fight more troll deckers, because they drop a lot of Nuyen. It does, it does. I feel like, you know, like the first couple times I played Vagrant Story as a kid, I was just like, oh, I'll just keep chaining attacks. And then you're like, oh no, now I'm whiffing everything because of risk. And then you're like, I know, you just need the right elemental thing. And you're like, no, that doesn't work. And it turns out you need like very, very specific weapons for very, very specific enemies. And that experience is not going to be for everyone. But I remember when I first played Vagrant Story, I was a little perturbed that it was a dungeon crawler. And I didn't know to call it a dungeon crawler. Ooh, yeah, more money. I didn't know to call it a dungeon crawler at the time. But I was totally expecting, okay, when I get out of this dungeon, there's going to be a town or something, and there just never really was. So, I think a lot of people could be put off by that. I certainly was at some point in time. Stop right there. The security boys will be here very soon. You don't talk to me like that. Now you're going to get out of here. You really can't do anything with these, huh? These supercomputers here. This is what they ran Tron on. I don't see anything. I guess that was just an empty room with a guy. Let's see. Do you get super stuck in Vagrant Story with damaged boss part way, even though I thought I understood the weapon? Yeah, it's really, really bizarre. Like, I feel like the first boss to where you're like, okay, this is impossible, is the rock golem boss. Because, like, what is it? Unless you have, like, I can't remember exactly what it is. Unless you have, like, a blunt weapon and you've got, like, water on it or something, or holy on it or something, then it's just, like, you're just hitting ones or missing. And it's like, what the? That's operating off of years-old memory. Right when you get to the green crystal data thing in the matrix, press B. Get the data first with A, then hit B when you're finished. Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? I didn't see that until just now. And also, James, how the heck are you? Did I do something wrong, and do I need to go back for it? Because I thought I grabbed everything. It looked like the green crystal had depressed, or whatever it is. But I don't know. Also, I'm not sure how easy that red flashing is to look at on the reflection of the CRT, but I apologize in advance. Scientist guy, don't hurt me. Bye. I feel so wrong. Because it is wrong. Jake's a bad guy. This is one of the few where we're actually playing as a bad guy. Don't go back? Okay. Phew. No, nothing here. Nothing here. Just empty rooms with scientists. But at least we're getting a lot of money from these troll deckers. And they're not really doing a lot of damage to me either, which is nice. Feels great. Standing right there, just shoot him. This ought to be back to the first area, yep. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba. Okay, so get the data first with A, then push B. So what am I trying to accomplish there specifically? I can try it for next time. Dermal plating go brr. How's it going, that Geodude? Good to see ya. Uh-oh, we got banding. Oh, I already did that, computer. Why is it banding so much? There it goes. It stopped. Okay, I think that's everything. Let me check down here, though, real quick. I know at the sort of west end of this hall, there's a room I already went into, but what about this north end? Oh, it kills everything on the map? Really? That's interesting. Okay, I think that this loops around to the start. Yeah. Yeah, that's the starting one. Okay. All right, so fully cleared sub 1. We'll go down to sub 2. Won't be as active today. Just drop by, say hello. Girlfriend graduated from uni today. Congratulations to girlfriend graduating university. That's awesome. Please extend our congratulatory remarks to her. And no worries about being active. Lurking is totally acceptable. Glad you're here. And I will try to do my best. Hey. This guy doing the moonwalk. I mean, I guess we could just let him live, but I don't know if he's going to summon help or anything. Okay, this is one we can use. So let me try this trick here that you're talking about, Crifton. Okay. Let's give this a shot. Just thinking, like, where would I put these things if it were me designing this? Okay, so I'm guessing that only works with the green crystal or whatever, because I can't do anything there now. Trash data discarded. Out of the way. He was in the way. He was in the way. Yeah, Minesweeper is exactly what I thought of when I first encountered that. Where you're like, okay, there's like a probability that this could be here or there or whatever. Which I like that. It's a cool little mini game. It's not super deep or anything like that. That was a question that we had yesterday, actually. I was looting the yellow square, and it was like, you know, phone book data or something like that. But what does that do? Like two people were unsure about what it did or if it did anything. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, that wasn't very safe. I don't know why it was important to me personally to walk all this distance to get right in front of him, but just what I had to do. Okay, so we got, we'll go in here first. See what's in here. A computer! Can we use it? Yes. Go ahead and be at full health for that. How's it going, Slasher? Torturer of your soul. I've been called worse. How are you? If you're referring to the incident with Chain of Memories, that was a meme. That was a joke. There is no way I would put Chain of Memories above either of those card games, really. So like this right here, like I can get phone book received, Crifton. What does that actually do? Oh yeah, I got you. I wasn't assuming you were completely shook up about it or anything like that. I know there are some people who will check out my my comments and think I'm being serious. There we go. That's pretty cool. I didn't do it to here, but at least it did it to there. Okay. So yeah, Crifton, this right here where it says phone book received, like what is that? Out of storage. Like I'm not sure what that did. I've done it a couple times. Grab one and move on so it doesn't fill up your data. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Sublevel door program modified. So what phone numbers? Like is it just sort of like random people to get like hidden dialogue or what's up with that? I assume it's nothing specific, like it's nothing that if you miss it you can't proceed. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, he can turn that. Okay. Okay, see, I was trying to be smart and like... Is this like not doing anything or what? It looked like it wasn't doing anything. Yeah, it was not doing anything. Turns out. Which is weird because earlier they allow you to shoot a sentry gun. But in this instance they don't. Occasionally you can get numbers to call people that you normally wouldn't meet in person. Really? Okay, I'm going to have to jot that down so I can explore that later. Because that is pretty interesting. Secret phone numbers. Yes, I do keep some notes on these. Okay. Onward and downward. Sub-level 3 now. What do they got down here? King Kong? I don't even know where the enemy is. I can't see it. There he is. Oh, this guy. Is serious business. He must be like a higher level or something like that. He was chewing through my health. Like it ain't no thing. Okay, so we've got a south door, a north door, and a west exit. Hi, YouTube people. It's kind of weird, yeah, having like the two different spaces. I'm glad that people use it, though. It was a little bit of a trick to try and set up. I'm not super handy when it comes to this sort of thing. But, yeah, I'm glad that folk use it. Seems like going onto YouTube helped a little bit. Terminal is not accessible. Well, that's a darn shame, then, innit? Oh, this guy. He wants to Scrabble again. So much more damage, though. Wow. Oh, you weren't aware I was live on YouTube and we were answering someone. Oh, yeah. It's kind of small, innit? like on the side of the screen there, that could probably be bigger text. There's no need to panic. Hey, this guy. Also can't talk with him. So far, we've been just taking care of all of the scientists. Feels wrong, but this is Jake Armitage that we're talking about. I don't see anything else in this room. Making sure I don't miss anything. Nope. Got nothing. Man. Enemies got like a bump up on difficulty down here. Okay. The way this floor is laid out here on sublevel 3 also seems a bit trickier, you know? Traitors like Crifton going over to the dark side. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad it works too, because like every once in a while I'd want to watch a friend on Twitch, and Twitch would just be a punk about it. Like, it wouldn't let me log in for whatever reason. It's just very iffy to use. So I'm glad that the option is there should you want to take it. Yeah, let's see. Computer not accessible. Not accessible. That's too bad. So you know what? Before I got on today, I was eating lunch and watching this bit from Stephen Colbert. I don't really watch late night shows at all. I kind of find them like irritating in a lot of ways. Soapboxy and yeah. Anyway, I was watching this bit though that had Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd, Merry and Pippin. And they gave Stephen Colbert some Lord of the Rings trivia to try and stump him. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I think, I mean, I don't know if the folk arranged in chat today here are able to do it. But I really wanted to see if at some point y'all could ask me Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth, Tolkien questions in an attempt to stump me, because I feel like that would be a ton of fun. For me. Probably not for you. But for me. So if you have any Lord of the Rings trivia in you that you want to try and stump me with. I did get their second question correct. I did not get their first question correct. I think they asked 3 questions. I got the first one correct, the second one wrong, and I got the third one right. Something like that. So when do I plan to play Expedition 33? I'd love to play it. I would say I'm not hurting for RPGs right now, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'd love to play it. Everything that I've seen and heard about it makes it sound like something that I'd really appreciate. Okay, we got one more here. It's cool to see, you know, high production turn-based RPGs getting in the limelight. Also think it's kind of funny that like every new one that comes out, people are like, see, they still make turn-based games and people still want turn-based games. It's like, of course they do. I think you could only really fall for that shtick if you believed the modern RPG audience that wants us to believe that nobody likes turn-based RPGs anymore. But there's enough people in the world to account for diverse taste as a flat-out principle, I think. So let me come back over here and get all the phone book stuff. Yeah, phone book. Trash data discarded. Ooh, we got the monies. We got the monies. Stephen Colbert is a Lord of the Rings encyclopedia. It's true. So he got stumped by this question that Billy Boyd asked, where he's like, when Merry and Pippin meet Treebeard, they go to the Entmoot, and he's like, where does the Entmoot take place within Fangorn Forest? And I was like, this is a book question, and I didn't know. The answer was Durndingle, like a little circular kind of grove thing. Okay, difficult one for me. Which Hobbit is the Hobbit from the book of the same name called The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, author of The Hobbit? Obviously, it's Bilbo Baggy Pants. My friend, my friend. What are the names of the blue wizards that left the Astari? See, and I know this one, but I always forget their names. You asked like the perfect question. It's Pala. One of them is Pal something. Alatar and no. This is not it. I gotta try and remember this. I liked your question, single play. Switch really makes turn-based games themselves. They do. This is FF lifetimers that want a turn-based. So play other contenders. Yeah, like Sea of Stars exists. Baldur's Gate 3, you know, won a ton of awards. Obviously, there's lots of them. So I thought I iced you too. Yeah, there's plenty, you know, but yeah, it would be nice to see Final Fantasy go back to a return to form. But I also don't go so far as to say that, like I've heard some people say, that turn-based would save Final Fantasy. I don't think that's true. I don't know that just changing the combat would make Final Fantasy sell dramatically better again. I don't know. Oh, there's a lot here. All in a row, too. Give me that phone number. I don't know why I got real nervous there for a second. How many plates did the dwarves throw in the beginning of the story? Exactly 2,103 and a half. That's how many. All I know is that they chipped the glasses and cracked the plates. Okay, the names of the blue wizards. This is actually going to hurt me if I can't remember this. Like, I know them, but I can't remember them right now. I think like my brain is going, it's Palantir and Anatar, but it's like, no, obviously not. Palantir is the ball, and Anatar is Sauron's name when he was all handsome. Gosh darn it. You had to ask one that I know I always forget. I always forget. It's not Olorin. It's not Kurunir. Crifton, how could you do this to me? I'm so embarrassed. Okay, let's take care of this guy. How did they know I was coming? I mean, I guess there's the whole thing, but like, they're just gonna stand there behind these at the end of a hall? Because it wasn't really like the alarm was going off down here. Or maybe that's these guys' job, is just stand at the end of the hallway and shoot any intruder who comes through the door. Anakin and Padme, Penn and Teller, Pat Benatar. Firing Tetsuno Nomura would save Final Fantasy. Dang. Is this now I'm curious, because you've got, you know, like game development. This is a totally honest question. You've got like game design like background. I am really curious to think what to know what your opinions on Nomura and the extent of possible influence that he has on Final Fantasy. Oh no. No. I accidentally stumbled on the door. We don't want to go down just yet. We want to go back up. Sentry gun scientist. That's their job. Anakin, Padme. It's not. It's one of them starts with a P. One of them, their name starts with a P. Oh, did you see that guy's sweet dodging skills? Can't believe I got to do this again. If I die down here, I mean, this is a beefy dungeon, you guys. Not Paladin. Shoot. Oh, I like that answer. I do like that answer, Slashy. It was Final Fantasy embracing its Japanese roots, and storytelling would save Final Fantasy. That's great. I think that recently Square has done a lot of capitulation with Western motifs in game design and audiences, and it doesn't seem to be helping. It really doesn't. You know, it's two different design philosophies, really. You've got Yoshi P's, you know, like JRPG is a slur. And then you've got an interview that I read with Sakaguchi, who said that he's proud of the, you know, the Japanese influence because that's his culture. And I was like, I think that's beautiful. So Crifton's opinion, Nomura ruined FF to hit home run with the design and influence. Nomura's talented character designer. I agree with that. Terrible director. He has a history of creating Death March productions that somebody else has to come in and clean up. He's good at one job, but bad at his current job. In personal opinion, yeah, the angsty stories aren't great either. I also think that part of the what happened to Final Fantasy question also has to do with Kitase as well. I think that there's a lot that Kitase has written and directed that is not spectacular anymore, which is weird saying because this guy helped put together Chrono Trigger. But it also sort of acknowledges that, I mean, on one hand, you could have creatives who peak early. On the other hand, you just acknowledge that people change over time, you know. And so they may not necessarily produce the same kind or quality of work over the years. What we got here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do some critic. Phone book? Yo, these are getting kind of complex now. Oh, come now. I don't see that combat failed all the time. I really don't. So that throws me off. Oh, there's nothing over there. Okay. All right, we don't need to worry about it. These games are a team effort. Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. You're absolutely correct. Is there... So what would be like an example of a rare case of the auteur for you? I know Kojima is often cited as one. I wonder what your perspective is. Oh, there's plenty here. Okay, got it. I think that was everything. Like, pretty sure. Pretty sure that was everything. Trash data discarded. What? 25,000 nuyen? 25,000 nuyen? 25,000 nuyen, oh boy. That's so much money. That's like double what I was carrying. Which is extreme. 60,000 almost. Okay. All right. Oh, let me see what Slashy said here. Great story, mediocre gameplay. There's a change in time frame. A novella of information. That's interesting. I hadn't heard about that, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of modern games will kind of do this where it's like, hey, you picked up this thing and your reward is a mini Wikipedia article. It's like, I don't really want to, like, you know, have to sit down and read like the lore like that, but give me that information as part of some dynamism. Maybe that's an element of show don't tell. But as far as mediocre gameplay too, it's strange because then they court the DMC folks for that. Kojima probably fits that pretty well. I mean, I personally don't care much for his work, even then I think he's more figurehead than a one-man show. Oh, for sure. He's got the production studio now, but clearly he's not, making the whole game himself. Like, you can't at this point. Maybe a good example of the auteur is the guy from Chucklefish. He made like Stardew Valley. Or you like Toby Fox, or Eric Chahi, people like that, who are actually. Give more examples like Toby Fox. Yeah. There it is. Well, there it is. Exactly. Yeah, because they're actually doing all that work themselves, right? I think I personally like Kojima from PT Demo. I like Metal Gear Solid quite a bit, but I think towards the end of Metal Gear Solid, it really starts to lose itself. I've never played Death Stranding. Hey, Temper, how's it going? We just got 25,000 Nuyen from this computer. Crazy. There you go. That was for you, Ninja. That was just for you walking in. Okay, let's see. Got another guy here. Terminal not accessible. Oh, it's not accessible. No. How's it going today, Ninja? Yeah, sometimes like the weirdness for the sake of being weird is pretty transparent. Like taking it as just a standalone game, not a sequel or a prequel or anything like that. I think Metal Gear Solid 1 is really nicely contained. It tells a clear story, but then once you start getting, like, I feel like by the time you get to Metal Gear Solid 3, which people love, and I still think it's a great game, but by the time you get to Metal Gear Solid 3, you've got a lot going on. Okay, I don't know how to get over there. I'm doing fine. Happy Aloha Friday to you. It's still AAPI month, in case you didn't know. So that means that every Friday is extra Aloha Friday, because every Friday is Aloha Friday anyway. But it's extra Aloha Friday now. Let's take that. Did I miss something in here? The OG Metal Gear is not great, too. I'll say it. That's a tough game. I've tried to play those a couple times. So I'm not sure how to get over there, but I guess we won't worry about it. I mean, it must be from over here. Oh, yeah, the real one, right? So I played the NES one. I think I've played the MSX one because I think it's on the Legacy Collection. And then I played Snake's Revenge. I've not beaten any of those, though. Like, just flat out did not finish. I really don't want to fight these guys again, but here we are. Yeah, the NES one's pretty rough. What did you miss? Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I feel bad sometimes, like, actually talking about, like, a creative person like this. And again, like, his talents are in character design, but I just don't know that he's great at seeing a product to completion. It seems like he's the reason why, and I'm sure there's a multitude of reasons, but he's a big reason why Final Fantasy 15 turned out the way that it did. Never mind Kingdom Hearts. Oh my goodness. So much hate. Okay. This is kind of nuts. Like, I can't even walk out of here. I'm just, like, staggered. No, that's definitely true. With a company the size of Square, you're really looking at boardroom decisions, you know? And that's 100% on track for Square Enix being what it is. Oh boy. This is terrifying. Like where I can't actually walk out, that's a bit unfortunate. Oh my goodness. This is gonna blow through all my magic. Like seriously, this is so much damage here. Yeah, it's worth being scared of that. I think that, you know, like Yuji Horii is still around. That's great. Okay, let me see here. Not able to get a bead on this guy. You know, Yuji Horii is still around. Hopefully that counts for something. But yeah, big kind of tentpole IP is not in a great place in many arenas. You know, similar to Hollywood. 150. Whew, my goodness. You gained 60 pounds of just straight up lead. Oh man, that was a lot. That was a lot. Oh, we picked up so many. I don't think this is really even going to do much. It did something. That's the point. We picked up a lot of items here. So I'm going to check these out as well. Yeah, and it's likely because of Horii that I think Dragon Quest has kept its soul intact. But hopefully, you know, there's a lot of push against traditionalism, and I feel like that's unnecessary. I feel like I couldn't properly direct a game with the scale of modern Final Fantasy, but nobody's asking me to. Exactly. Single play. Well, then also too, it's not like you've been in that company for 25 years, 30 years either. So it feels like you should be able to, but Square needs to acknowledge that they need to get their identity crisis under control. Skinny jeans and a fade? Dang. The whole Final Fantasy is taking a turn for the worse and headed in the same direction ages ago. Look at FF Tactics Advanced, FF7 compared to their predecessors. You can see a sudden jump. Yeah, there's change there for sure. I mean, I'm one that thinks of Final Fantasies 1 through 10 as being pretty great, and the cutoff point being when, you know, Sakaguchi left, the fall of Final Fantasy Spirits Within, the merge of Square and Enix, because I mean that's where you've got big shakeups. Now you've got you know, much more of Final Fantasy being kind of all over the place. I think 12 is a good game. I think 13 is not a great game. Never played 11. Obviously, that's fairly different. Final Fantasy X2, woof. Woof, that's all I'll say. Let's see. Will the outcry from Japan be louder than the sound of wallets opening, though? That's the big question. Really dated at this point. I mean, they could still do turn-based combat in a way in which it doesn't feel dated, right? Like it's not like I think you can have turn-based combat that doesn't feel dated. There's the point. Oh no, they're definitely out there, Temper. There are plenty of people who view FF7 as a step in the wrong direction. A lot of people. And I think that's the case because FF7 is such a prominent example. There are a lot of people who form opinions about it. Jake is a gaping hole pattern in his head. Put that slap patch on there. Yeah, bring back CTB. That's a great system. Okay, let's see here. Your systems have created a program which could threaten our AI computer. There's also a courier who could still have the program intact in his head computer. Destroy them both, Aniki. Okay. I feel like bad news is one I already had. Yeah, that was from Glutman. The Jester one is one I already had. The Volcano. If I'm forced to leave the hideout in order to deal with your incompetence, you will all suffer greatly. Report directly to me, Volcano. All right. And then AI end. AI computer is nearing completion. Soon we will command the Matrix. Your failure to remove Armitage suggests you are not worthy to command it with us. Aneki. Aneki Neko. Akimi. The mage Akimi could pose a threat to the security of the AI. Armitage must not contact her at any lengths. We know only of her net address. She must be dealt with. Drake. Oh, I need to get to a phone. I need to get to a phone then. Rustiletto gang has failed to fulfill their instructions to destroy Jake Armitage. Other arrangements must be made. Drake Towers. And finally, anti-AI program finally complete. Courier is to deliver it to Pushkin. Cortex bomb. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. I remember this one. I also think, Slasher, based on your comment here, I also think that it's difficult to go back and play FF7 today. Not just because it's an old game and because a lot of things are outdated in it, but it's an extremely popular game that makes it difficult to go back and play on its kind of its own merits in its own context. It's impossible to put that level of hype out of your head. I can't imagine playing FF7 for the first time in the 2020s. Can't imagine doing it. You should go check a phone when you get a chance. Those are your phone book datas. Oh, cool. Well, I will absolutely do that once we get the phone. The phone? Somebody get a phone. See what else is in here. I do not want to come back to this room for any reason. Oh, this guy didn't go down. Let's see what you got, mister. He doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to dance. Uh-oh, I think my headphones are dying. So the combat system of 10, I think a couple things that are different about it is the way that you can swap characters for very specific weaknesses. And then its emphasis on manipulating turn order. Conditional turn-based combat is what it was called, right? So conditions is kind of the front and center for that one. It doesn't break the mold or anything dramatically, but that's kind of what's great about it too. Is it's oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my goodness. I might have to. Oh no. No, 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 no. I might have to get out of here because this is like, I think I'm gonna run out of healing. Oh my goodness! Shoot! 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 Oh man! I really wanted this guy gone before I healed again. I don't think I've got. That's probably my last heal. Man. There's not going to be an easy way to get out of here, is there? Not enough spell points. Okay. Alright. I'm dead. I'm dead. That sucks. So much. So much lost. No, no, no. No. It is a Cortex bomb. X battles are always incredibly well balanced. I think that's a great answer, yeah. Yeah, because you've got a big emphasis on turn order where you've got a specific character who can only do, for the vast majority of the game at least, you know, that one weakness for that one enemy. So you're kind of really deciding what to take down first. Darn it, we lost so much progress there. Oh, thank you for saying I explained it well. I appreciate that. I'm a big fan of that combat system. I really think they should have brought back conditional turn-based. And my friends, unfortunately, we lost. Okay, it is Anatar and Palando. Is it Anatar? No, Alatar. Alatar or Alatir or Palando. What killed me is I ran out of magic. I ran out of magic. which is that feels so bad. I'm gonna go do a little bit more grinding. That's so terrible. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy the extra armor. I thought I could just, you know, scoot my way past and not worry about it, but I'm gonna buy the armor. I am. And X is one FF that's extremely important to me. I really like the emphasis on Pacific cultures. I think that you rarely get an RPG universe as unique as that one. Typically, they're always like it's either sci-fi or it's medieval, or sometimes you get like a weird mix, like a steampunk or a science fantasy, that sort of thing. But to have something that's completely based on something not, European, not Western, that's pretty cool, in my opinion. What's in here? Okay, we're going to get the partial bodysuit. Which is really what I should have did, but I didn't. I feel bad. There we go. Partial bodysuit. That ought to seriously help. And then we are going to... Oh, wrong button. Then we're going to sell this off. No. Oh, you know what? I might do this now. Krypton, go ahead and recommend to me a Shadowrunner to bring on that trip. Oh, we have... Like this is a little rare that we have a chat with two very different, like, contrary opinions back to back. One person saying X is incredibly balanced, one person saying X is incredibly imbalanced. I think I would hesitate to say that speedruns represent a normative playthrough, though, because speedrunners are using exploits and a wealth of knowledge about the game to abuse the way that the game is intended to be played. Let's see. Yeah, the guys killed me. They killed me. But we bought the new armor. Oh, El Palenque. I love El Palenque. Okay, Frog Tongue. We used him before. Should I bring somebody that has healing magic? Or just don't worry about it? Let's see. Just means some gamers be crazy. I think I can agree with that. I have played Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy slasher. I did not get for the Godfather. It's one of those games that I liked the gameplay in World of Final Fantasy. I like that you could create stacks of monsters and things like that to kind of customize your party. But literally any time a character talked or there was a story sequence, it's like 1000% cringe. Like imagine like a Hello Kitty RPG, but worse. No. Imagine a Barney and Friends RPG. And that's it. Except the gameplay is cool and novel. Like there's World of Final Fantasy in that show. Steel Flight is there as well. Okay, should I try to get Frog Tongue and Steel Flight or just Steel Flight? I like the idea of the sphere grid. I think the sphere grid quickly becomes burdensome after a while. Like you have got to stop and make all of these micro decisions in order to evolve your character. That definitely slows the game down. It's a cool concept, but I wish that it had like an auto apply to it, so you didn't have to do it manually. I do like the story in FF6. Like again, I think it's a very unique setting. I think FF10 has some of the best character development in the series. You get a character who overcomes racism, for crying out loud. And it feels fairly on point. especially for the place in the world that it was built on. But characters are with you for longer, and so they have more opportunity to interact with each other and learn things. It still has some of that JRPG-ness of, getting really messy at the end with metaphysics. But yeah, them's the general thought. Okay, let's see. How's it going, Sarge? What's up? How the heck are you? Mages die too easily. The dwarf in the club. If you get a mage Shadowrunner, give them your leather jacket. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, we did die just now, just before you got on, Sarge. So I'm grabbing a bit more karma just to be on the safe side. So, Kitsune doesn't have great durability. That's a shame. The sphere grid is like me, slow and cumbersome, I guess. Was that what you're suggesting? Steel Flight is beast. I'd say Steel Frog Norbert. Okay, so maybe we'll just grab Steel Flight. Even though the original release license board was awful. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. It definitely seems like an evolution of the sphere grid. I think visually, the sphere grid is more interesting than the license board, and more interesting for lore too. But I think it feels more competent. It's certainly quicker too. It's one of those things that's like you can have. What do they always say? You can have cool, quality, or cheap. You can't pick two. You can't have all three. What did I spend all my money on? So I bought the new armor because I could not get through that volcano. I was just taking too much damage in some of the rooms. It's effectively a straight line. That in itself is kind of analogous for Final Fantasy 13, isn't it? Why bother if it's just a straight line? Yeah, once you see the rails, maybe that's it. But you know what, though? It just dawned on me as we were talking about Vagrant's story earlier. I really think Final Fantasy 13 should be thought of as a dungeon crawler. Because that's what it is. There's no stopping for major towns or getting sidetracked or anything like that until one part in the game. It's a dungeon crawler. And that, I think, kind of contextualizes the game better to my mind than anything I'd heard before. Is in the bar near the train station and car yard's entrance. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab Steel Flight. Oops. I'm just shooting at nothing. Let's see. This is why we stagger our saves, people. Stagger your saves in case you accidentally do something weird. No, I can't shoot them. They're behind a wall. Okay, let's just... Oh, yeah, but what about my karmas? I need my karmas. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Well, this is an interesting take, too, Sarge, because you liked FF13, but not FF12. Usually that's the other way around. Oh, is there... did Trapsky say something? Oh, there is Trapsky. I'm sorry. I missed you. Hey, Trapsky, thanks for being here today. No, I'm not suggesting your tastes are whack or anything like that. I'm just saying I'll say it's a unique take. I don't want to fight you over it. I didn't make these games. That saves many an argument, doesn't it? When you realize you're like, I don't need to take ownership over Final Fantasy. It's not like I made it. I don't have any money running on Final Fantasy. It's not like if it sells less, I lose out. It's a thing I enjoy sometimes. These days, uncommonly, I guess you could say. Yeah, I think most of us would probably say that 11 and higher aren't super great. It's nice, even though there's going to be differing opinions You know, like I say, I like 12. Of everything past 11, I think 12 is what I've enjoyed most. I've tried 6 or 7 times to get into Final Fantasy 14. I just find the sort of introductory sections of that game incredibly boring, especially when I'm paying for a sub and, you know, it's just like, hey, go pick 10 mushrooms. Now do it again. That sort of thing. One of these guys, right? Customer and customer. Let's see which one is which. I'm not for hire if you're looking for a decker. Okay, so it's got to be this guy. So if we hit negotiation, nothing. Okay, and then hiring. Oh no, is this not the right guy or am I at the wrong place? I might be at the wrong place. He's in another place, isn't he? MMOs are time sinks. Yeah, it's like, and I fully believe that people, you know, when people say the story gets amazing, I believe them. There's no reason for me not to. But if I have to go through like 30 to 40 hours, like the length of a whole RPG to get to that good stuff, to me, that's not worth it. Again, especially if there's a sub attached. He's in the club with Kitsune. Okay. Oh, no, he made a mistake. Oh, get out. Get out. Don't worry about it. Lightning Returns is the one that it's like an RPG with like a time limit on it, right? A countdown. You agree with me, but I don't like it, but it's true. What did I say, Temper? Yeah, I think like most RPG stories are not that great, honestly. They rely on a lot of tropes, but there's a difference between liking those tropes and enjoying like a good story. I've often said I've yet to play an RPG that has a story anywhere nearly as good as the best books that I've read. But then books are 100% story. Video games obviously have got to mix in a lot more than just that. I have elf blindness. Yeah, the start of ARR is just, it's so dull and it's world building. You know, it's just constantly like, you'll talk to a guy who all he wants you to do is carry a potion from him to another guy. But in order to trigger that quest, he has to tell you his entire backstory as well as the economic history of his little outpost outside one of the main towns. And it's just like earlier what you were saying, Slashy, with like where you have to read a Wikipedia article. That's like what every piece of dialogue is in the start of 14. It's so much information. Too much, arguably. Oh yeah, there's a phone, but we can't use it. So who here is Steel Flight? This is the guy. Okay, so if we talk to him, says he doesn't come cheap. Hiring right here. 4,500 new yen. So I could get this lower if I bump up my negotiation skills. Is that how it works? Because I might go do that first. Right. And two, if you spend too much time at Grand Pulse, it grinds rather the pacing of the game to a halt. So by the time I was finished with Grand Pulse, I didn't even remember where I was going or what I was supposed to do or what the story was about. Because there was just too much to do because they stuffed it all into one section. Everybody has strong opinions about Final Fantasy. I've yet to meet a gamer who does not. It seems to be one of the universal constants. Okay, so I'm going to grab more magic because I don't want to run out again. And then let's get these up a little higher. There we go. I'll sleep it off. Boom. Yeah, and FF13 actually was the one that got me to stop trophy hunting. There's the bit in there where you have to get the platinum ingots, and I was like, why am I doing, like, at a certain point, like on day 4 of fighting those giant turtles, I was like, I'm not even having fun anymore. Why am I doing this for an icon? So I stopped trophy hunting from that point on. Okay, let's see if this helped at all. Hey, brought it down a little bit. That's pretty cool. So I could save even more money, but I do want to actually get things done. So this is what we're gonna do. That is a super fair assessment, Cinco Play, about the differences between FF and Final Fantasy. Charisma lets you hire more party members. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Yeah, remember the Adamantoise in Final Fantasy 15, and they're like, it's an 1.5 hour long boss fight. Wow. And it turns out it's just you holding down circle for an 1.5 hours. Wee. Negotiation causes lower prices. Leadership makes them stay longer. Another one lets you hire more. I can't remember the stat name. Oh, it's charisma, huh? Let's see. Yeah, I've even met people that have had like Mr. Temper's level of reaction to FF7, but with FF6. Like I've met people who think FF6 is like the worst game they've ever played. And this is what I mean. Like everybody's got a strong opinion about Final Fantasy. It's at that level of popularity. Final Fantasy 111111. So Krypton, was it Palado and Alatir? Or something like that. Alatar and Palado. Something like that. Okay, it's got to be. It's got to be. I'm pretty sure. I've still been thinking about this. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The 2 blue wizards. Tell me I'm right, please. I'm begging you. I feel like Dragon Quest is one of those gameplay over story series. Excuse me. Crifton, I have to know. You got to tell me. All right, time for the long hike up here. Yeah, you'd think so. You'd think so. But, I mean, just within, like, the past month, I met a guy who told me, like, FF6 is one of the worst RPGs he's ever played. We've got another guy in our retro Facebook group who thinks FF6 is super cringe and awful. So they're out there. They're out there. But I think generally more people like Altar and Palando? No, it's Alatar, right? It's got to be. Alatar's. It's Alatar and Palando. Okay, so I remembered Palindo or something like that. And I kept thinking Anatar instead of Alatar. I'm going to count that as a half point. A half point. And that's in reference earlier, my friends, if you've just joined us. Try and stump me with Tolkien questions. Okay? Middle-earth trivia. If you can stump me, you're great. I got Single Play's question right. It was a good time. He almost had me with the 2 blue wizards. But then he didn't. FF6 slander. Yeah, they're out there. They're out there. If you read Tolkien's Napkin, they're also known as Grinverimore and Fixbig. No. They're talking about like a Superman villain at this point. Okay. I can't believe I got to do this all over again. This is such a big old dungeon. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. You don't think Dragon Quest feels archaic? I think it does. I think it feels fairly archaic. That's not a bad thing at all. Possibly quite a good thing. This guy, you are not going to be able to set off the alarm on me, sir. I don't think so. I don't think so. Terminal not accessible. More like dungeon. Dude, Enter the Gungeon. Who's played Enter the Gungeon? That game. Whew, so good. So good. Okay, who's got Tolkien trivia? Come on, I'm begging. If you've got to look it up. I don't care if you don't know Tolkien. And if you don't know Tolkien, shame on you. Honestly. This is the foundation of fantasy. You got to know. You have to. At this stage. You got to. I'm just going to take care of those dudes. Oh, there's so much hacking in here I got to do all over again. Well, phooey. Phooey. I say phooey. All right. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Oh, you should, okay, if you like roguelites, you got to play Enter the Gungeon. It's good. And there's so like the whole theme of the game, as the title would suggest, is guns, right? Gungeon. And so there are random guns that you pick up, but like they'll be from specific movies or references to, you know, books, whatever, other games. Well, the one that really surprised me is like, I can't believe this is in here, is the gun that Gary Oldman's character gets on The Fifth Element, the one that can like shoot like in any direction as soon as you pull a trigger. That one, the gun that like does anything. Like that's in the game as like an actual gun that you can pick up. And it's got like the cricket from like Men in Black. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. It's just great. It's a fun little thing. What did Gandalf do to prevent Thanos from you heard it here, from taking the Philosopher's Stone from Endor? He answered this dumb question. That's what he did. Oh, he's gone. There is a sequel to Enter the Gungeon coming. Enter the Gungeon 2. I'm so totally looking forward to that. I requested the press key for it, and the guy was like, hit me up next year. And I was like, okay, I could do that, because it doesn't come out for a long time. But I just wanted to make sure that like that they know that I'm interested in this thing, because definitely am. Definitely am. Loved the first one. Slept on it for way too long. This was the Exit the Gungeon? Is there really? I don't know about that. You like the bullet that shoots the shotguns? Oh, that was great. Oh, Baron, I misread you. I misread you as saying you had not played Enter the Gungeon, but you have, clearly. New Monster Rancher. Remain in the dungeon? Sleep in the dungeon? Marry the dungeon? Not a question, but I always thought it was cool that Tolkien had a big hand in helping C.S. Lewis to Kirsten. It is. Their relationship is super interesting. I read Surprised by Joy recently from C.S. Lewis, and that dude had a rough childhood. Like all of his stuff. What famous writer was Crifton asking the question right after Sarge gave it away? You gotta have to ask something different, and it's got to be a lore question. Like, I don't know where Tolkien was born or anything like that, but yeah, it's got to be a lore question here to specify. That's hilarious. Y'all were on the same wavelength, is what that means. I did not mean to duck into that room. Got to make sure that I keep Steel Flight for the duration of this run, because otherwise we're gonna get to the bottom and it's gonna be real tricky. Exit the Gungeon, huh? I'm gonna have to look that up, because I loved Enter the Gungeon. Yeah, give me another one. Give me another one. You had me with the Blue Wizards for a long time. Oh no. No, I set off the alarm. Ooh, darn it. Cyber deck. It would have been neat if they had just made it like an option to put your cyber deck up, like when you examine the computer, you know? So, but they didn't. They did not. Okay, that's that one. And one more. Oops. There we go. All right, get the heck out of here. What name was Aragorn introduced by in Lord of the Rings? Strider. Of course, my friend Strider. Oh, you're going to have to dig deeper than that. I wasn't born yesterday, my boy. Yeah. No, just kidding. Now, watch that be incorrect. I don't know. Is that correct? It's got to be incorrect. Aragorn was introduced in Lord of the Rings as Strider. Not Elisar. His elven name. Let's see. I think that's just about everything here. Yep. Does Frodo know Legolas's name in the movies? Does Frodo know Legolas' name? Yeah? I think so. Does he say Legolas' name? There's a question. He's gotta know his name. Imagine like walking. Imagine walking like 100 miles with somebody and then you get. So what is your name anyway? Like I would be insulted at that point. You know what I'm saying? Sure you do. What would Tolkien think of Rings of Power? Oh, he's rolling in his Catholic urn every time they market that thing. How much Ent would a little orc chuck if a little orc could chuck Ent? Quite a lot, considering what happened to the Ent wives. What color was Tom Bombadil's bootsies? They were yellow. Hey, Tom Bombadillo. He's a merry fellow, and his boots are yellow. You know, when Rings of Power was out, and they introduced Bombadil, first thing I looked at was his boots, and lo and behold, they did not look very yellow. Honestly, they didn't. I don't think they're red at all. Ninja, you're so full of hate. How could you be? What can men do against such reckless hate? Like, do you like anything? Serious question. Do you like anything? Do you even like video games? Those people. Oh no! I got hit on accident. No, you don't. No, you don't. You like troll me 100% of the time. I don't buy it. I don't. He does not say his name in the scene when everyone shows up. He says everyone's name as he sees them and then just smiles at Legolas. So that's where the question comes from, is like, does he know his name? Maybe he couldn't tell the difference. You know, maybe he's like, all elves look the same to me or something like that. I don't know. Okay, more Tolkien trivia. More Tolkien. You know what? You could just do that, sir. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Someone had to have said, well, presumably when they met, like, he did say, and you have my bow. And at some point he would have been like, so, hi, I'm Frodo. I don't know, maybe Bilbo told him. It's easy to imagine, as they had numerous camps together, that he talked with him at some point and learned his name. He probably thought Legolas was a girl. Don't say Orlando Bloomy like that. Let's see here. Who is the only member of the Fellowship to have met Tom Bombadil before Lord of the Rings? That would be Gandalf. Gandalf. I think because at the end of Return of the King, doesn't he say, he's like, I've longed to talk to Tom Bombadil again. I've wanted to talk to Tom Bombadil again for a long, long time, but I couldn't. It's been so long, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, I accidentally left. That was a mistake. I gotta go back and do it again. Legolas got his start in the pop band Hanson. That's like children. Legolas is like 4,000 years old. Nice try. Does Legolas say anything to Frodo after you have my bow in any of the movies? Does he say anything to him? Why am I blanking out on this? This should be really easy. Like, I've seen these movies a bazillion times. He says bop. He says bop zop ba doo wop doo bop bop. Just heard like Ninja Temper's brain melt when I did that. Okay. In the book, Gandalf suggests giving him the duty of the One Ring. Yeah. No. Gandalf explains, right, that that the ring wouldn't affect him because he doesn't care about it or something like that, or he fears he would just lose it or throw it away. I'm pretty sure that's accurate, but I can't be sure. Oh, hey, thanks. I like using the Gandalf voice, which is weird. You hear Ian McKellen in real life, and he's got a much higher register. They dropped his voice in the computer. Can't be the only one that found Orlando Bloom's appearance a bit jarring in the Hobbit movies. He definitely put on a few pounds. Yeah, he's older for sure, which looks weird because he's younger in Lord of the Rings. I really think that was a mistake to put what's his face in there. Oh, what's a Tea Time Retro? How's it going? Now, I think I missed stuff up here. I think I did. Oh, this is a camera pointed at a CRT, my friend. I don't have filters on this. This is just you're looking at a CRT screen with me. We're all looking at the same screen. It's like we're all under the same sky. Yeah, it should have been one movie, maybe two tops, but trying to do a trilogy with that and like making the last movie like the last 3 chapters of the book or something is a really big mistake. One thing that I also find off-putting in The Hobbit is there's a lot more like raunchy humor, which kind of doesn't seem to fit in like this rather austere Lord of the Rings Middle-earth universe. But that's probably because to, the minds of the creators, they're like, well, The Hobbit is like more of like a family movie, so it's got to have more humor. But like some of the humor is like downright scatological in The Hobbit, so I don't know. It's a little off-putting. What is Aragorn's horse's name? The one given by the Rohirrim. That is Brago, who has a kingly name because Brago is the name of a king, presumably. I think of one of the Númenórean kings, if I'm remembering right, something like that. Yeah. There's a lot. I like the first Hobbit movie. It's the one that feels the most authentic. But it really has Final Fantasy VII Remake energy, where it's like, hey, we changed this. Why did you change it? Because we changed it. Not, oh no, don't use the cred stick on that guy. No, or the cyber deck. It's like if there's no reason to change it, why change it? Like if it doesn't serve the different format. And I get like if you're adapting a book to film, an adaptation means you're going to do some change. But arguably there's a little too much change happening in some sequences. Which is why I think that the animated Hobbit film from Rankin and Bass is the best version of The Hobbit on screen. It is extremely authentic, right down to the music. Like they've got, they've got songs from the book being sung. That's pretty cool, I think. Okay, this is the big one right here. This is the big one. Second one kind of boring. Second one really, when they got to Mirkwood, which is really early on in the second one, when they got to Mirkwood, and I was like, oh no, this is kind of what they're going to be doing with this film. It was not great. It was not great, unfortunately. You know, I wanted to like it really badly, but it was just almost like carnival-esque. Oh my goodness. All right, get me the heck out of here. Yeah, doing science stuff. I'll show you. All right, let me see. Hasofel was Eomer's horse. Wobble Rocket, how's it going? Eomer gives Hasofel to Aragorn. Obrego was the horse invented for the movies, but he's named after the second king of Rohan. Yeah, so we were talking about the movies, so that's where my brain went. But that's probably fair to have, like, if we're going to ask a trivia question, we'll have to specify in the movies or in the books, because there's going to be different answers. Thanks for helping clarify that, Wobble Rocket. I appreciate it. And thanks for being here as well. Let's see. That's what I was thinking and then I questioned everything. Okay, let's get the heck out of here. Oh, come on. Wait, how come there's like a thing over there? There's like a thing on the far right. Don't let me die in here, please. There we go. Okay, let's get out. Let's get out. It sounds like Wobble knows his Tolkien. We're playing kind of like a Tolkien trivia thing here. So you're welcome to join in. Okay. I'm going to not read those right now. I'll just hold off on that in case we have an early demise again. Let's see. How do I... There it is. Steel Flight is still doing okay with his health, so we don't have to worry too much. But definitely going to want to watch that. I'm kind of lost at this point. I don't think I've come down this avenue just yet. Oh yeah, this is the bit. There's like a double room right here. I think some of these computers we can dive into, so we're going to try that. Almost had him with the blue wizards. Now, if Wobble Rocket's remembering differences between book and film, he's probably going to do it. Because it actually has another named horse as well. The books are certainly harder for me to remember content from, just because they're so long. I've read them several times, but man, there's a lot to remember. Epic, truly epic. Was that it? That was really it, huh? Yep. Oh, so much monies. Drake checking his bank account on his phone, and you just see, oh no! It's all been transferred to Jake Armitage. Oh, we gotta make some progress in this dungeon. This is significant. A significant dungeon. That was an easy one. Trash data discarded, and we got the data file. Out the way, you schnooks. Oh, that one doesn't work. Okay, well, go back here. Try this one. There we go. DGC. Oh. Oh yeah, this one had like a bunch in a row, didn't it? Yo. That just drained my health all the way down. All right, Crifton, you have a great weekend yourself. Thanks for hanging out for so long today. I appreciate you. Happy Aloha Friday to you. We'll be on next week, 1 p.m. Central. Oh, yeah. Hopefully get through this before the end of today's stream. Okay, what's our dude looking at? 3-day weekend in Canada. What do you guys got going on up there? Does Farmer Giles of Ham trivia count? I've read that. What was the name of the dragon in Farmer Giles of Ham? It was Christophylax or something like that. I always made me think of Chrysostrum. I can't remember the name of the dragon. Great story, though. Where does Shelob make her lair? Now, is this a book question or is this a movie question? That may differ. Okay, let's not make that mistake again. So I'm not going to waltz in there. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this guy down first. I pretty much got it. What is the name of the dragon? It's like Christophylax or something like that, right? Red, log out of the matrix in the green zone. Safer there. You take some minor HP damage elsewhere. Really? Because I was told you could just log out of the matrix without going back. But if you go back, you save some health. It's the same in both? Okay. So that's let's see if Kirith Ungol is the tower, right? The watchtower. What is the name of that pass? Gorgor? Not Gorgoroth. Oh boy. Christophylax. It's a great name. It's a great name for a dragon. The dragon characterization is great in that too. Okay, is it you're gonna have enough for that assault cannon soon? Heck yeah. Kirith Gorgor doesn't sound totally right to me. But I'm not sure my brain is coming up with a better answer. Uh-oh, you know what? We're gonna kill my dude. Darn it! Right as I was about to heal him too. Shoot. Balonies. Okay. I think that's gonna have to be my final answer. I don't think it's Kirith Gorgor. It's oh shucks. Howdy. There's like a pass right there. Because Kirith Ungol is the tower, not the thing. Whoa, we got a dragon. We got a dragon, y'all. I'm just going to tank this dragon here. Oh, a Naga. Not a dragon. A giant serpent. Okay. This seems like an important direction to go in. Another one. It's gonna be another one. Yep. You know when they put two hallways back to back. They'll accept Kirith Ungol. So what was there a different name other than Kirith Ungol? Because I'm pretty sure that was the name of the tower where they capture Frodo, but I can't remember the name of the pass if there is one. Oh, that's irritating. This guy just floating away doing his snaky stuff. Hey, Naga, hold still. Oh, I can't believe I let Steel Flight die. I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. And it's not auto tracking, it's like moving too quickly to auto track. So we're just taking a lot here. Come on. Oh man. The dynamism. These complex combat mechanics. It's too hard to follow that. To follow that movement. Way too hard. Yo. How much? Okay, there we go. Oh, what is this? Serpent scales. The slippery scale of a reptile. That seems like it's probably... Oh, it's slippery. It's slippery. Torek Ungol. No, I definitely did not remember that. So Torek Ungol is the name of like the tunnel itself, or is it the name of like just like the pass going down toward Kirith Ungol? Where's that about to heal? Is that what you're going to tell his family? Yes. I was whipping out the heal mechanic and then whoops. Steel Flay wouldn't have survived this anyway. Someday I'm going to do Lord of the Ring trivia as a party trick and then just answer I don't know to every question until everybody leaves. That sounds like a pleasant time. Paths is referred to both as Cirith Ungol and Cirith Duath. Tower is just called the Tower of Cirith Ungol. Okay. So I'll take that. So then... I don't recall reading Torek Ungol at all. Cirith Duath sounds like a name for a pass. So how do I pick this up? Okay, I don't want to lose this. So how do I pick this up? Can I pick this up? Put it in the broken bottle. Oh, is the cave. Okay. Got it. Hey, I learned something. I mean, you're being generous if you counted that one as correct. I don't know that I'd ever thought of that one before. Can I skewer it on the stake? How am I supposed to pick this up? You can karma farm him as long as you don't pick up the skill. That was a frustrating battle, though. It really was. So I don't know if I would farm that, dude. My gosh. Can I pick this up at all? Because I don't know. Oh, there we go. So you just keep attempting until it works? Wobble, and it's a delight to know that I'm in the presence of a fellow Tolkien fan. That's great. I don't want to say we're few and far between, but, you know. I always got to put up with these Final Fantasy fans. Oof. And then when do you talk about real Tolkienism? That feels great. Tolkienism? That sounded wrong. That sounded wrong to everybody. And I'd like to apologize on behalf of myself to you. Okay, Final Fantasy fans. They can be. They can be. I'll just say the most death threats I've ever received in my life have come from Final Fantasy fans. Typically because they don't like a joke. Because, yeah, it's perfectly normal and well-balanced to respond to a joke with a death threat. So, yeah, some very obsessive friendos in that for sure. Man, I'm gonna get chewed through this again. In Nindo trivia time? Oh man. How much does a Nindo suck on a scale of suck to suck? The answer, it just sucks. It's not great. Not fun. The only death threat I've ever received was a Kingdom Hearts fan who also targeted me. Really? Darn it, I can't believe I left that. Who was that? I don't remember this. But you had like secondhand death threat, basically. On Twitter one time? Okay. Yeah, I think I'll give Final Fantasy fans a hard time, but Kingdom Hearts fans, that's a whole nother level of dedication right there. Stupid Nintendo. Let's see. Dev oversight, but when you re-enter the room, he would be alive again, but have almost no HP? Really? Oh, that's weird. That's pretty weird. Oh, so I could find this if I just scroll up through our direct messages then. I might just do that after this. FF fans mixed with Disney fans, yes. The word Chrysagrim appears in both Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, and in the Silmarillion. In each of those franchises, what does Chrysagrim refer to? I'm not super familiar with Symphony of the Night. This is a great question. The Chrysagrim in Silmarillion, I want to say, are mountains of some kind. That's probably the best guess I could muster. Is it a sword in the Symphony of the Night? These are great, by the way. These are great questions. Unless it was checked off your list, did you finish it off stream? I know you said Nindo was a stream killer. So, okay. So I've avoided answering this question for a long time. I basically hack cheated my way to see the end of Nindo. I don't plan to finish it conventionally, certainly not on stream. I beat Nindo, but it's the only one that I abused essentially to get to the end of. So yeah, not proud of it, but I don't plan to stream Nindo again. It may happen, it may not, but whew, yeah, there it is. I like many Kingdom Hearts fans, like individually. Speaking as like a whole, super fans can be pretty rough. It's a sword in Castlevania, and it's a mountain range. Yes! Got that one correct. Thank you. You know what? Grim at the end is the tip-off. That it's a mountain. I feel like that suffix there in Tolkien's language. I don't know if that's Sindarin or Quenya or whatever, but I feel like that's the tip-off that is a mountain range. 200 Nuyen? 200. Kingdom Hearts Enjoyer. You know what? The Enjoyer is good. Fanatics are like people who used to fling around whips and like crawl up steps on their knees and stuff like that. Like, that's not something that anybody, I think, should be readily identifying with, especially in an entertainment context. Some zealots are the kinds of people who would, leave a death threat for a comment or a joke about a video game. And that's not great. Like, I've been called the N-word on social media over disagreements about video games. That one of the scariest ones to me was I was in a disagreement with somebody about the story of The Last of Us. And it got to the point to where this guy decided he would find my phone number somehow and call me on my phone. And when I didn't answer, send me a message asking why I wouldn't pick up. The answer is because I don't make a habit out of having just phone conversations with people I meet on Twitter and on the internet. Like, that seems like not great. Yeah, I consider that a violation of my privacy. It's caused me to go back through the internet and kind of wipe my personal information as much as I could. But people still, you know, if they're determined enough, like somebody got into my Facebook and like got at pictures of my family, some that I didn't even upload myself, that other family members did. Like, I've got kids, man. That's scary stuff to me. Last thing. Whoa. 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 Whoa, is that a real dragon? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he's intense. If I die down here, is there... Oh, shoot. Shoot. Shoot! No! Is there a way to not get hit by this? No! Oh my gosh! Oh, Shadowrun! Shadowrun is the day that I would find you. Send me... no, I didn't save his number. Oh my gosh, single player. In all seriousness, I do wish you would not bring that up. That was one of the... It was one of the ugliest interactions ever. The guy makes a comment about my country, so I make a comment about his country. And all of a sudden, I'm the one who is the xenophobe. Oh, boy. Okay. Fist of Tulkas? Isn't Tulkas somebody from the Silmarillion? I can't believe that happened. Oh, my goodness. I appreciate it, single play. That was a man-to-man. That was a man-to-man thing. Like, I can't make you, but I only ask you because it is such an ugly situation. Obviously, like, and that was a console war. It should have been fun. It turned into, like accusations of racism. Like, just not fun at all. But yeah, I like, growing up, I feel like a lot of people took advantage of me and walked over me. So as an adult, I have more of a desire to not let people walk over me. So if they're going to escalate to a certain level, I will meet them there. And that's exactly what I did. And, you know, we see what happened. Burnation occurred. Ah, my goodness. So... I mean, yeah, obviously it had gone to a personal level. That's fine. For me, it's enough to... and I get you're poking fun, too. I don't know that everybody reading this will understand that context. So that's why I'm just kind of careful of that. And just in general, somebody being mixed race like myself, race is a difficult issue to navigate. I've been called an Uncle Tom on Twitter, and I'm just like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, people will see a picture of me and will assume my ethnicity off of that, which is not fun. That got heavy there for a second. I don't mean to get to... Not coming down on anybody in chat. I love you all. You're great. You come in here every day, and you're encouraging, and you're fun, and, you know, you chat and you ask questions and drive conversation. It's a great time, but unfortunately today I've failed you. I've failed you by dying twice in the same dungeon. Tomorrow, I don't know, is there a trick to fighting that dragon or what? Oh yeah, and I appreciate that, Baron. That's very kind. I honestly, like, if somebody's going to go that far and hold something like that against me, I can just not interact with them because the internet's a big place. So it's not a huge loss or anything like that. I don't know what to do about Monday. You need fire immunity? And I need fire immunity. Oh my gosh. The trick is don't die. Okay, we need more Tolkien trivia on Monday. So Wobble, you got to come back. There's a strategy, but he's tough. I didn't encounter a save point down there. That floor is pretty rough. The floor is pretty, what? We definitely use. Oh, the Jester Spirit. See, so I thought after... Huh? So I thought after... Oh, is that what Drake is? Is Drake that dragon? Shoot, I loaded the wrong save. I do not have a freeze spell. Smith of Wooten Major trivia? Okay. Bring it on. I've got Tales of the Perilous Realm. We'll do it. Install malware in the dragon. If only it was so easy. Okay, so use the Jester Spirit. Do I actually have that as like an item right now? I don't know if I do. Got that thing. That dungeon is so long. Oh, right there. Right there. See, I think I'd assumed that after I had the discussion of it to target the volcano that it would just go there and trigger something. But I guess not. Oh, man. Okay. Crap. Well, thanks for... No, and this is serious. Thanks for letting me do that. I think people who are willing to allow the streamer who's playing for the first time to fail, that's great, because like you're giving me the opportunity to do that. It's wonderful. Again, you can only have one first playthrough, so, and then that's it. The next time I play this, I will remember everything. But obviously I can't go much further today. I guess that's gonna be everything. Oh, let's go say hi to Philip Hartshorn. So we're gonna raid in here, say hi, tell him he's dope, because he is. He's a really nice guy, just a really kind soul. Let's say hi, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.